Welcome to our Fireside chat today. Today we're going to be talking about how to navigate your JD Edwards world after Oracle's abandonment. My name is Brian Stans. I'm the Vice President of the JD Edwards practice here at Spinnaker Support, and I'm joined today by Chris Polston. Why don't you introduce yourself, Chris?
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Polston, Director of the Technical Support Delivery Team for the JD Edwards practice at Spinnaker.
Great. All right, well, Chris, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what we're going to be talking about today?
Today, we're going to go over the current state of the JD Edwards World software environment, your support options, and take a little moment to dive into third-party support, the services that we could offer to help you with your world system.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So what I want to talk about to start off is what is the state today of JD Edwards World at Oracle? Now, JD Edwards was formed back in 1977, and that's what began the whole journey of World. It was primarily just financials when it started out, but now it's a full, robust ERP system. There are a couple of other things that happened in 1977. One specific one is the launch of Voyager 1 and 2. They set out to explore the universe and are still working today. There's not a lot of things out there that you can say are still running after 50 years, and World is one of them. And you know, it's unfortunate, but Oracle is making it really tough for World customers today. They have abandoned Premier support for World software, and that happened last year in April 2022. They do have extended support. However, it's a 20% markup on what you originally paid for support. They only support the A9.4 release. So any customers running any of the older releases who are still paying support, they don't get support. They just, you know, log into Oracle and get no response whatsoever. And so what we're here today to tell you and talk with you about is what are your options? What's going to happen with your world system? And so I'm going to jump right into this next slide and have Chris start us off here.
Thanks, Brian. Like Brian said, you could choose to remain on Oracle's expensive extended support, provided you're on A9.4. If you're on any of the other World releases, even this option is not available to you. The support you get will be slow. You're paying a premium for it, and there's really not a path forward per Oracle's own statements. There will not be an A9.5, and most of the guidance that comes out of the conferences is about how you could migrate off of World. Your other option, you could choose to migrate to a brand new ERP product. This is an option many people look at, especially if they're not familiar with the power of the AS400 from IBM and the versatility and efficiencies that you get using the World software product. However, when you move to a new ERP system, and we help many clients with this, it does not go smoothly. You'll lose all of your customization. You have to retrain everybody to use a new interface, new style, new workflows. Be prepared for the long haul if you do this. We help customers with the initial data migration. We help with the final data migrations. And then final option is you transition to third-party support, like we provide here at Spinnaker Support. This gives you a robust team of experts, many of whom have been hired from the original JD Edwards product support teams, who know the World product and can keep it running for many years to come.
Yep, I agree, Chris. Now, if we look back on each one of these three, I think it would be a good idea maybe for us to chat about a couple of our experiences with customers who have gone through each one of these phases and how it ended up for them. So why don't you talk to us about that first digital transformation consulting company?
Thanks, Brian. We have a company that we're working with in digital transformation, and it started with an automation project that they needed our help on to help automate inbound and outbound communications to a third-party payroll system. We succeeded with that project. They really enjoyed working with us and have been now transitioning more and more support over to our team because they realized Oracle flagged all of this as customization, and we're not going to help them with their integration or their digital transformation because they want to stay on World, and the other products they've chosen for their transformation path are not Oracle products.
Yep. And at this point, they're now a customer of ours for third-party support. So they, yeah, exactly. And at first they thought that they would be losing something if they left Oracle. But after they saw what we could do with that project, it was an easy decision for them, to come over and do third-party support with us. So now the next one, migrate to a brand new ERP. We've got another good one here, and it's a construction company. So Chris, why don't you talk about that one?
Okay. This case study is a large construction company. They are currently migrating onto another ERP system with a targeted go live of this past March, which, as I said earlier, be prepared for the long haul. They asked us to simply be more hands-on keyboards to help them make their transformation mappings as they pull data out of their old World system and get it ready to import into their new system. Like I said, the initial project proposal was this would take through the winter. They had a targeted go live of March. We are still making final changes and final iterations on not even the last data migration, but getting ready to get to the last data migration here in June. These projects are successful most often, but invariably take longer than you expect. And there are always hurdles to overcome with mapping data from one ERP system into another ERP system.
Yeah. And inevitably, some companies will want to make that move, but they don't have to rush. We're here for them. So we understand that some companies will go to a different ERP. We had another one that went through an ERP, new ERP implementation going off of World, and it was an industrial light manufacturing company out of Europe, and they were planning on going to SAP. And you hear the same story. Well, it's going to take us 1 or 2 years. And then after 1 or 2 years, well, we're still working on it. It's going to take another 1 or 2 years. And we come to find out that they last year abandoned the SAP migration and have decided to stay on World for the time being, and they want us to manage it for them. So it varies with what happens during these implementations, but we are always here no matter which choice you take along these lines. Now, the final one here is transitioning over to Spinnaker Support for your third-party support needs. So I'm going to ask Chris to talk about this last one.
Well, this is an offshoot and strongly related to migrating to another ERP product. Let us help you take the pressure off of your teams, your project managers, by supporting your existing system and letting you allocate more resources to the new system. We can also give expert advice on how to transform the data out of World into a new system. And if things change, which they often do in the business, and that project needs to be delayed, paused, or even canceled, there is no pressure from us. We're happy to support you for however short or long you need to keep that World system working. We've got clients that are still running A7 III quite happily. And what was it that one CTO pointed out to us, Brian? That when he did a head-to-head comparison, for their shop floor, the ability of the shop floor to enter data using World could not be beat by any other ERP system, because that clunky old green screen, once you know the keystrokes, you can just pour data into it.
Yep, and This company specifically out of the East Coast, they make little tiny parts for like pens and stuff. Their CEO actually made sure to test the productivity of those people on the floor, and he ran it up against Enterprise One. I'm not saying anything bad about Enterprise One. It's a great piece of software, but his use case was that he needs these guys to be doing stuff fast, and World definitely met the billing there. So, all right, well, let's move on. So you're probably asking now, what is third-party support? Something that Gartner is really pushing right now, that this business is going to be growing exponentially over the next 10 years. And what it is it's a replacement for the vendor provided maintenance. And so every year you get a bill from Oracle, and you're getting a subpar service from them. It's a very much self-service portal, My Oracle Support, where you have to go in and find the issues on your own. And it takes time. You don't know if the fix is going to fix your issue. And so what we do is we come in and replace that with a much, much better solution. And I'm going to have Chris talk about how this applies to any World software customer.
Thanks, Brian. With us, our traditional third-party support model means you get a person. When you open a ticket, somebody calls you back, opens a discussion, not you have to go figure it out, you have to find an answer. You ask a question, you get a response from a person who knows what they're talking about and has been doing this for quite a while. Included in this are things like the year-end tax updates that we all require to file, your customizations, and this is a big one. We may not know the customization, but we know World, and we're happy to dig in on those customized objects, customized workflows that make the way you use World unique and supportive of your business. We don't shy away from that. We're happy to dive in and help figure it out. We help you manage your license keys should you need to do DR, move the system to another box. We've grown an iSeries administration and support group because so many people found it hard to find quality iSeries administrators, which are a necessary part of supporting the World environment. Our support model, and Brian will be getting into this shortly, is follow the sun rather than an onshore offshore. What this means for you is no matter what time of the day, no matter what day of the week you call, you're getting somebody that is on shift, fresh and ready to help out. Nobody's getting out of bed. Nobody's stepping out of a movie theater to help you. They're at their desk, ready to work.
We've hired the best. We brought people over from JDE Edwards, both from the development side and the support analyst side. And, we're here ready to help you. It's not a go fish. It's you pick up the phone, we're answering. Our typical SLA is 15 minutes for a P1 or P2, but our average right now is about 5 minutes. So you are getting a soft white glove approach to doing this stuff. So some of the other things that we do at Spinnaker, obviously we've been talking about the left side here, which is our maintenance or third-party support. And those 5 items are covered in that, meaning break fix, anything with the global tax, regulatory, and compliance. And real quick, I'll mention with this, all of the World customers who are on anything less than A94 have not been getting the global tax and regulatory updates from Oracle. We can do them on whatever release you are of World. General inquiries in here, security and vulnerability management, which is very important in the world today, obviously, and technology advisory services. We also do provide managed services. So for World customers, if you have reports you want done, if you have RPG code or CLs that you need generated, we do have managed services that cover that under a separate contract. And you can see our certifications down here. We just received an update to our ISO 27001, which is a very good security. It kind of, it mirrors some of what SOC 2 does. So, but yeah, and Chris mentioned about the global aspect of this, and I'll let him talk about this real quick.
Well, as the slide shows, we've got teams positioned around the world rather than a small corporate office in the US and then a large team offshore. We keep it evenly distributed. So no matter when you have a problem, no matter when you need help, you've got an engineer that's ready and able to dive in and help out. And for the security, the planning, you'll probably wind up talking to me because I love that stuff. So let me
Yes,
know
he
how
does.
I can help.
Very good, very good. So wanted to make this brief. Really appreciate everybody's time today. If you have any questions whatsoever, both mine and Chris's contact information are here on this slide, and we look forward to having that conversation. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.